Streaming now, this is the Wood TV Live Desk.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm News 8 digital anchor Luke Laster here from the Wood TV Live Desk. An expungement resource fair is set for this evening at Farmhouse Wellness here in Grand Rapids. Joining me this morning from the Live Desk, Chris Silva. He's from the Redemption Foundation, and Casey Cernoli. He's from the Farmhouse Wellness to share more on this event. Casey, did I say your last name right?
Yeah, you got it.
I did? Okay, excellent. Guys, good morning. Again, thanks for taking some time. Chris, we'll start with you. If you could just share a little bit about your role and just your role overall with Redemption Foundation.
Sure. So I'm one of the board members on the Redemption Foundation. It's a nonprofit that's focuses around a lot of issues, social justice issues around criminal justice reform, so expungement, prisoner reentry. We're very active with groups like the Last Prisoner Project on the release of Michael Thompson and other inmates who are still incarcerated for cannabis charges. So we do a lot of different things at the foundation, and one of the things that we did about a year ago, actually almost exactly a year ago, was worked with a lot of our advocate friends to create the Great Lakes Expungement Network, which would be a nonprofit whose sole mission is to help people pursue expungements that they qualify for, and get those executed 100% fee-free. So we never charge anything, and for the most part, we anything that's able to be expunged, we help people pursue. That's what the Great Lakes Expungement Network is, and that's the organization that's sponsoring this effort today with Casey in Grand Rapids.
And Casey, your role as well?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me. Really appreciate the invite. And Chris, it's great to be here with you, my guy. I'm the founder and CEO of Farmhouse Wellness. We are the only 100% locally owned and operated cannabis retail shop, and soon to be a cultivator there on the west side on West Wealthy. But another unique thing about Farmhouse Wellness is that we're the only social equity applicant in the city of Grand Rapids. And that designation stems because of my history with living for over 20 years with a felony and misdemeanor cannabis conviction on my record. So that has afforded us several things down the road in the licensing world, but being a social equity applicant, we recognize that it certainly can have, these charges on your record can certainly have barriers throughout people's lives, whether that's employment or education or housing, you name it. And I've certainly experienced more than a few myself, but thanks to the Great Lakes Expungement Network, the Redemption Foundation, and our small little shop, we just are really trying to link together to bring awareness to the hurdles and obstacles that can exist in people's past that have these records that are now, not a big deal. So again, thanks to Chris and the Redemption Foundation for organizing it, and for anybody who's interested, it happens to be our 2-year anniversary today, and we'd love to have you stop down. You can come and explore the resources that are there for expungement. And if you're not able to make it, you can visit our website, which is farmhousewellness.com/expungement. So we're really excited about it.
So that's going on from 4 to 6 today. Run me through from point A to point Z of someone interested in coming to this event tonight.
Sure. So at the Great Lakes Expungement Network, already in a year, we've done 900 applications for expungements, and 400 of those applications have been executed on. So we've done it in all 83 counties, so I'd like to think that we've got a pretty good system down. And basically today, if people were to come today, most of their experience would be just setting up the eligibility requirements, just making sure that this person's actual conviction can be expunged, that they're eligible for it, So most of that is just going to be general information that you would give for like the DMV or something, It's like It's going to be your name and just like obviously information about the charge and everything like that. And then for the most part, that's where it would stop for people today, and we would follow back up to help arrange fingerprints and a couple other things that need to be done. And we would do all of that free. There would never be a cost for anybody ever. And that's basically how it would go. So it's we kind of from there we do all the heavy lifting. Like we have our great legal partners and people from all over the state that have volunteered their time to actually push through the paperwork and make sure everything goes off without a hitch. So for the actual applicant, it's just coming in, filling out some papers, and just kind of keeping in touch with us over a few weeks while we push these things forward and see make sure that we get the desire that everybody's looking for.
Casey, question for you here. You shared a little bit on your past there. Having the opportunity to hold an event like this, how near and dear do you hold that to your heart, being able to help others like this?
Yeah, it means a lot. Like I said, in my past, it's things that I've experienced, having a cannabis manufacturing charge on my record, and then a misdemeanor possession charge. And a little bit ironic because now I'm the owner of a retail shop that does this legally every day. But the cannabis community was built and formed on a community of people who are willing to step out a little bit on a limb before the laws and frameworks were in place. And so, Chris was one of those people, and the folks from Redemption Foundation as well. So we've really tried to band together with those folks after the fact, after legalization and the commercial framework has come into play. But to be able to take the negative that I experienced from it for the last 20 plus years, whether you're applying for a job or working through student housing or your FAFSA, your federal student loans, all those things can be negatively affected by a cannabis conviction, and I think wrongly negatively affected. So to be able to take some of the negatives that I experienced for so many years of my life and then to make these small steps to turn those into positives and help people to clean their records and have a cleaner opportunity going forward, it means a lot.
Moving forward here, anything else that you guys would kind of like to put out there with tonight's event? Again, 4 to 6 o'clock. Anything else that needs to be said?
I think it's just I would encourage people that are unsure if they're eligible or if they're on, to please come out and ask questions and let us help you. And then for everyone in general who's just generally a consumer of these types of products, we just want to draw attention to exactly what Casey was saying, is that a lot of people put in a lot of time and work as advocates and as really dedicated activists to push this industry and this plant into a more legally safe place. And we just want to make sure that in creating this new industry that we're all not getting lost on making sure that we're taking care of the proverbial losers in the war on drugs and the people that helped push this industry and this culture forward. So I think that's just a really big part of the spirit of the Redemption Foundation and Glenn, is that it's made up mostly of industry members and activists. So it's all of us recognize that if not for this actually sizable group of people that were willing to push things and break the law when they knew it to be right, we wouldn't have this industry to be in, and we're all extremely grateful for that, and we want to make sure we take care of those people.
Casey, anything?
Yeah, well, again, thank you so much for having us out. The cannabis convictions in my history were almost a deal breaker. They're almost things that stop me from doing what I'm doing today, but they don't have to be that for you or for the next person. So let's take advantage of the resources, stop down, talk to Chris, talk to the folks at Great Lakes Expungement Network, and let's take those steps. Let's take those steps to help clean up your record, so that you don't have to go through potentially some of the same issues and challenges that I did. So again, just really appreciate folks' interest in the story, and really appreciate it.
Gentlemen, appreciate your time. Folks, if you tuned in maybe halfway through the stream or just now clicking in, you're able to click the link attached to the stream here on Facebook. It'll take you over to woodtv.com for a full recap of the conversation. Gentlemen, again, thank you. And folks, this has been a look at the Wood TV Live Desk. I'm News 8 digital anchor Luke Laster. Have a great afternoon. We'll see you around.
Thank you.